Welcome to Behind the Wire, the official podcast of PD Electric. Each episode connects you to the people, stories, and innovations powering our communities. From exclusive conversations with cooperative leaders to practical tips that help save money and energy, we're here to keep you informed and inspired. Behind the Wire is your on-demand source for cooperative insight that keeps us moving forward together. Let's get started. Hey, this is David Spencer, and you're listening to Behind the Wire. And today we got a special episode where we're discussing everything capital credits, and we have a special guest, Miss Dale Ford, who is an accounting representative here at PD Electric. How's everything going with you today?
Great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and I'm glad you have agreed to join us on today. I think this information is going to be very beneficial to our membership. So let's get started with the basics. What exactly are capital credits?
Yeah, capital credits are one of the benefits of being a member of an electric cooperative. PD Electric is a not-for-profit cooperative, so when our revenues exceed the cost of providing electric service, those margins are given back to our members. That is what we call capital credits. So in simple terms, they represent your share of the cooperative's margins based on your total electricity purchased each year.
That makes sense. So when we say PD Electric is member-owned, are capital credits part of what that means?
Absolutely. Unlike an investor-owned utility that may return profits to shareholders, a cooperative is owned by the people it serves. Capital credits are one way our members benefit from that ownership. The margins are paid back to the members who help generate them.
Where does the money for capital credits actually come from?
Yes, throughout the year, members pay their electric bills, and PD Electric uses that revenue to operate the cooperative. Things like maintaining the system, purchasing power, paying employees, and making improvements. Then, if revenues exceed our expenses, the remaining margins are given back to our members as capital credits.
Cool. How does PD Electric determine how much each member receives in capital credits?
Capital credits are allocated based on a member's usage with the cooperative each year. So your allocation represents your portion of the cooperative's margins based on the amount of electricity you purchased from PD Electric.
Does that mean every member receives the same amount?
No, great question. Capital credit allocations can vary from member to member because they're based on usage. Someone's allocation depends on their individual electricity purchases with the cooperative as well as the margins available for that particular year.
There's an important difference between capital credits being allocated and being retired. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, that's probably one of the most important things for members to understand. When capital credits are allocated, they're assigned to the member's capital credit account, but that doesn't mean they're immediately paid out. A retirement occurs when the board determines that the cooperative is financially able to return a portion of previously allocated capital credits to members.
Okay. So why doesn't PD Electric just return all of those capital credits immediately?
The cooperative uses that capital to help operate and invest in the electric system. It can help fund improvements, maintain infrastructure, and can, help reduce the amount of money the cooperative has to borrow. The goal is to eventually return capital credits while also making sure PD Electric remains financially strong and able to provide reliable service.
That's good information. Who decides when capital credits are returned to members?
The board of directors determines when capital credits can be retired. They consider the cooperative's overall financial condition, the cash needs, the system investments, and any other obligations before approving a retirement.
So it's not a decision that's just made overnight.
That's right.
A lot of things there to consider. When the board approves a capital credit retirement, how does a member actually receive the money?
Yes, once a retirement is approved, PD Electric identifies the members who are eligible for that retirement and will distribute the funds. If you have an active account with PD Electric, a refund that is less than $50 will be issued on your bill. But if the capital credit refund is greater than $50, you will receive a check in the mail.
Okay. You mentioned that PD may be retiring capital credits from previous years. Why might someone receive money today for electricity they purchased years ago?
Yeah, that's because capital credits aren't necessarily retired the same year that they're allocated. They remain assigned to the member until the board determines that the cooperative is financially able to retire them. So a payment today could represent capital credits that were allocated years earlier.
So what happens if I move and I'm no longer a PD Electric member? Do I lose those capital credits?
No, actually, capital credits that you've already earned will remain associated with your membership record here. So that's why we encourage former members to keep their contact information up to date with the cooperative. You could be eligible for a capital credit retirement years after you've moved away.
Gotcha. That's something good I hope our members take note of. Why is keeping your mailing address updated so important?
Yeah, because we need to be able to find you when those capital credits are retired. Even if you haven't been a PD Electric member for several years, we may still have capital credits associated with your account. So keeping your contact information current helps us get those funds to you.
So what happens when PD Electric can't locate someone who is owed some capital credit?
Yes, we like to locate those people. So, yeah, there are procedures we follow for unclaimed capital credits and for trying to locate former members. In North Carolina, by law, any unclaimed property is escheated to the North Carolina State Treasury after 3 years. We do our due diligence in several ways by keeping a list of names on the PD Electric's website, by publishing names in the Carolina Country, and notifications are also mailed to the last known address on file. And also, North Carolina has a website, nccash.gov, where former members can search for any unclaimed property with the cooperative. So if you find your name on that list, you can contact PD Electric's office, and we will mail you a form that you can in turn send to the North Carolina Department of Treasury to claim your money.
So what happens to someone's capital credits if they pass away?
Capital credits don't simply just disappear when a member passes away. There is a process for handling capital credits associated with the deceased member's account or estate. So we encourage the family or estate representative to contact PD Electric so we can explain the documentation that's required and the options that are available for distribution for these capital credits.
Okay. What's one of the biggest misconceptions that members have about capital credits?
Well, one misconception is that an allocation means you're going to receive that amount immediately. But allocation and retirement are two different things. Your capital credits are allocated to you yearly and will remain on your account until the board approves the actual retirement of them.
As we close, why should members care about capital credits? What do capital credits tell us about the cooperative difference?
Capital credits are a great example of what makes a cooperative different. PD Electric exists to serve our members, and our members are also our owners. Capital credits demonstrate that cooperative ownership in a very tangible way. So you're not simply a customer purchasing electricity. In our eyes, you're a very valued member of the cooperative.
Well, Ms. Dale, I thank you for joining us today. I think this has been very informative, and I think our members are going to really understand capital credits a whole lot better and really just the cooperative difference and what makes us different from some of our counterparts that provide electricity. Again, this is Behind the Wire, and you're listening to David Spencer, your favorite communication specialist, and we hope you have learned something today. Do me a favor, share the podcast with your friend or somebody that you think would benefit from this information. And until then, we will see you again Behind the Wire.
Thanks for joining us Behind the Wire. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow and share the podcast so others can plug in too. For news, tips, and updates, visit pdemc.com and follow us on social media. Until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and we'll see you Behind the Wire.